Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. If you wouldn't mind replying that you can hear me and everything's good, I would appreciate it. I'm going to wait for a couple of you guys to come on. Today we're going to be talking about this deal that I was working on. It's still in the works. It's not dead yet. It's not looking good, though. And a bunch of fucking stupid mistakes happened. It went from 75 grand, it's life-changing money, to fuck. My whole life flashed before my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I like those kind of deals. So I'll wait for a couple people to get on here. I'll break it down. I'll give you guys some good tips on what I'm seeing right now in the wholesaling market as a whole. Somebody who's doing this every day and going wild and getting deals and things like that. But basically, this deal is in Tennessee. I pulled a pre-foreclosure list of about 500 people in Tennessee. I think I did a video before on basically how I pulled this list of 500 pre-foreclosures. Those are the ones that I always go for. And this deal, this lady, she basically just really wanted to sell her house. She just didn't care anymore about it. She wanted to get rid of it. Her whole thing was she just basically wanted to, she just wanted $20,000 in her pocket when she walked away, right? And when you hear shit like that, there's some awesome potential going on. So we had to figure out, how much she owed on her mortgage, and she didn't know. So that was a big red flag. And it wasn't me who basically put it under contract. It was one of my other business partners who's on the acquisition side of everything for our business. And then basically we screwed up because we just basically wrote her a contract for $20,000. Obviously, she was in a good mood. She was signing all kinds of contracts. Everything was good. But it just wasn't accurate. So that was the first mistake. And the first thing everybody needs to learn is listen up. The first contract that you're going to have signed, make sure it's all correct, and then get them to sign on the phone. I'm doing a lot of deals in Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and to get these people to sign on the dotted line or to go to their email, go on their computer and sign, man, it's hard work. Way harder than you think it would be. So that's rule number one, right? First of all, make sure your contracts are all right and they have all the right information, the correct title company, the correct tenant information, the correct price. Realistically, we got it signed for $20,000 when she owes on her mortgage $58,000. So we clearly needed it for $78,000, and that's what we needed the contract to reflect. We also didn't know what title company we were going to use in Tennessee. We were going to use Blueprint Title, who I like. Shout out to them. Check them out. And it was just a shit show from the jump. But you can see the house is worth $220,000. So you guys can see how when we get it under contract for $20,000, that's fucking insane. And we were all super excited. Even if the mortgage was only like $58,000, because we had to figure out how much she owed on the mortgage. We ended up, basically, it's like public record. You can go in Batch or PropStream, and it actually says how much they owe, or it says how much they purchased, and then you can just subtract from what they have purchased on the original date by how much they pay monthly. And that's a good estimate to understand how much mortgages are, because that was a weird thing to go into. But long story short, make sure your contracts are accurate, then send it to them. And then you got to get on the phone with them. You got to talk to them while they sign the contract. As soon as you send it to them, go over it with them. Explain line by line what it means. Okay. Because getting, like I said before, but I don't know maybe it's just Alabama and South Carolina and Georgia, but getting these people to sign on the dotted line to sell their house. If you just leave it up to them and they're not that motivated, they'll just forget about it. It's like getting to their computer is like the devil or something. I don't know what it is, but what we've been doing now is we literally will be on the phone with them going over the whole contract, and we will not get off the phone until they sign that contract. All right. So that's like number one. And that was the first mistake that we fucked up. The next thing we did is we were in a new market, right? So we had to find cash buyers. And basically what we did is we got this house at like a stupid deal and we just blasted it out to all the Facebook groups like we normally do. Here's what happened. These other wholesalers, because we were kind of newer to Tennessee. We haven't done too many deals in Tennessee. We posted it in all these little Facebook groups for investors, and these little wholesalers basically took the address that we put on Facebook, right? They skip traced the house on Facebook, our deal, and then they started nonstop calling. It wasn't the lady. They started calling the lady's brother and offering him $10,000 more than for what we had it under contract for. So this was another mistake that you guys should all avoid. Is if you're going to be posting these in public platforms, don't put the full address. All right. Don't do it. Put pictures, put all the positive things, the potentials, and all that sort of stuff. But don't put the addresses on Facebook anymore. Too many little kangaroos out there trying to put everything in their pouch and take your deals and shit. So rule number 1, have your contracts in order and with the correct numbers and correct title companies. Send it. Keep them on the fucking phone until they sign it. Number 2, don't put your deals full addresses on Facebook. It's also a great way to have more of a funnel for your cash buyers, where if you put the information, the general area, the house, maybe pictures as well, and then you say, if you want the full address, you want the more information, you have to DM me. That way you have a lot more cash buyers sending you DMs and a lot less wholesalers stealing your deals and trying to basically wholesale them out from under you by calling people's relatives and getting them to see if they'll take more money for it. Just shit, man. So stupid. And then, the next thing is just don't sound like you're super desperate. These deals, they come and go. Just keep getting on the base. Just keep going. All right. So those have been like the biggest mistakes, though. This is like a huge deal. It's not dead yet, but it's not looking so good. And then whenever there's multiple family members on the deal, try and figure out who's in charge of the deal so that you can talk to the decision maker. You know what I mean? But that has been an eye-opening experience. Another thing is to have really good title companies and be vetted. There's this title company in Alabama called Crane Title. They fucking suck. Don't ever work with them. They're screwing up our deals because they are too busy. So there's a lot of these title companies that just have too many people blowing them up and things like that. So whatever. These are the things, though. Make sure you have a good title company. Make sure whenever you talk to the title company, you're very accurate and they know who you are and you're easy to talk to them. And I mean, they're the ones that are really going to make everything go smooth for you. So make sure you have a good title company. So that's another just good question and things like that. So those have just been a couple tips of where things are at. I'm sure everything will work out. Everything will be awesome. I mean, how freaking cool is it that I have a potential $75,000 deal, man? If I get that, I'll let everybody know and show you guys. We'll break it down play by play so that you guys can get in there and start doing things. Now I just kind of want to break down some bigger business aspects of wholesaling and just treating it like a true business. So the main 3 things are lead generation, whatever the word is, it starts with an A, like basically getting people to sign contracts and then getting people to buy the contracts. So making money, acquisitions, dispositions. My bad, I blanked on that. So basically lead generation, right? What are you doing right now for having a consistent stream of leads? That's where my business has been really focused on this whole time, is just consistently just having a ridiculous amount of leads constantly going so that we can just turn on the faucet and have the leads pour in. All right. You got to join the mentorship so that you can get to that level, so that you can have these motivated sellers on your level, basically consistently coming in. I mean, we're getting a deal almost every day now. Obviously you heard some of the issues we were having closing them all, but it's all still awesome. So we're closing a deal a day, getting it under contract. We're really focused now on certain areas and away from others. You want to go where the populations are, you want to go where the buyers are. Well, that's another weird thing, is I've been dealing with a lot of cash buyers that are calling from foreign countries, and they're like all in Israel or somewhere else and they want to assign the contract, they want 14 days for the lease, and they want all this other stuff. You just remember to stay in control of your deals. So just remember that. But number one, lead generation. What are you doing to at least make 10 offers a day on property, right? Consistently every single day. Okay. And then what else can you be doing? What are you neglecting? And how can you basically hire someone to do that because you obviously don't have time? Or how can you ramp it up and do it in the evenings or do it in the morning so that you can be getting more deals done? All right. Acquisition, really talking to the sellers, being really professional, follow up with them at a certain date every single week so that they know, like, okay, on Monday at 2:00, I'm going to talk to this guy again, and he's going to update me on the deal that we potentially have going forward. All right. So it's like lead generation, acquisition, disposition. That's the whole business model. It's not very complicated. I mean, things keep happening, but that's what you really need to focus on. You need to break those down into 3, daily activities or weekly activities, or 3 separate people working on each section. The next one, obviously, acquisition, like I was saying, is you got to stay on the phone with people until they sign those contracts. Okay. You got to stay on the phone. You got to stay in good relationships. You got to keep talking to them. You got to keep moving forward so that the deal is consistently going in the right progress. I mean, it's really pretty easy. You just got to get the purchase agreement signed. You got to get the buyer's agreement signed. You got to get them both to a good title company that's going to update you as things go. And then you just need to remain in contact with people, but while consistently still getting leads and still moving forward and closing more deals. That's another thing that people really get weird out is they just get their first deal. They baby it all the way to the close. They get this check, and then they just forget the whole time about getting new deals. They get that one deal, and then they don't have a business because they don't have any more deals in the pipeline. So just consistently be looking at that and consistently be getting more leads, getting more deals, using all the things that we've taught you, and to make a lot of money doing it. So the next part is disposition. So I'm really going to be focusing on disposition for my business. So if you have any deals out there that you can't seem to find a buyer for, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message. I'm really working on making a massive buyers list where I actually have hands-on relationships with all of them so that as soon as I get things under contract, boom, I already have buyers ready to go. And there are some big pockets out there. There are big investment firms. There are lots and lots of money that want to buy these houses. So when we get these deals under contract for a deal, we have to hold that power, and you can't just give it away to people. You have to make sure people are legit. You have to make sure that people understand what's going on and that they're going to work with your title company, your contracts, and you can remain in control of your deals. Once you find these bigger pockets, then you know where to hunt. Then you really know where to focus. Then you really know where to go after, because as soon as you get a deal for them and then another and another, you're going to be consistently closing deals and making money, and it's going to make your business a lot easier. You just have to get to that point. You guys need to get in the mentorship. Disposition is the way of the future. I mean, I know a lot of ways to make a lot of money in wholesaling, but I've just learned how to use other wholesalers to basically just JV deals and bring the money to the table, because the whole equation all runs back to if you got the money to buy the house, or if they have the house and they want to get a deal for to make the money. So if you really want to make a lot of money as a wholesaler nowadays and going forward, you got to focus on disposition. It's probably the smartest move. It's what I'm doing. I almost feel guilty telling you guys all, get into the mentorship, join the mentorship, learn all about what we're doing, and really just get the ball rolling so that you can get your first deal and many, many more. I mean, I'm going to keep following up on this $75,000 deal until they block my number or run away from me or whatever, but it still can work out. You can still make mistakes and learn. A lot of times I feel like whenever the best things are about to happen to you, there's always going to be I call it the last 12 seconds, where right before everything's going to go great, everything has to go to complete shit. And then it will pick back up and everything will get better. All right, guys. Well, I dropped a shitload of knowledge right here. I really hope you appreciated it. Oh, go to, if you want to go to Batchleads. So let's see if I can switch this up and not lose my monitor. It's not working. Oh, wait, here we go. If I share the screen. Share the screen. Yeah. Allow. All right, cool. So what we're going to do is go to Batchleads. We're going to use coupon code LION. All right. I'll even copy this and I'll put it in the chats. But if you use the coupon code LION and you use Batchleads, you're going to basically get 50% off your first month so that you can really start to ramp this up and make a lot of money. Look, I got 2 of them. I made $10. I can buy some peanut butter jelly sandwiches now. But you can do so much cool shit with Batchleads. I'm just excited about Tennessee right now. So if you're in Tennessee and you want to team up, also feel free to hit me up. But I use Batchleads to search for properties all the time. I would really focus on, if you really just want to get your first deal, build some unicorn lists, watch my other videos, or let me know that you want to learn more about buying awesome lists. But pre-foreclosures are my bread and butter. Then I go to inherited, and then we do tax liens, and then we do vacants. So that's pretty much what I do for my lists. You can go in here, see all the properties that you have, all the things you have skip traced. Once you go to skip tracing it, you can make a lot of money by just getting the phone numbers. Then you basically set up new campaigns. I got Tennessee, got South Carolina going right now. And then you can reply to a whole bunch of people, and they'll tell you to go to hell. And then some of them will say, hey, I want to sell my house, and you can make $75,000 right now. So that's pretty much the gist of it, people. I hope you guys are all doing good out there. Love to have some comments and some questions and help you guys out so you can start making some money. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Peace.